All right guys, so today's video, we're going to check out a brand new pair of truly wireless earbuds, but from one of the larger audio companies. And the pair we're gonna look at is the JBL Reflect Flow. Now, this pair does come in at $150. It's available in a bunch of different other colors. If you're interested in checking any of that out, there will be a link below. But this pair has some pretty impressive features, but also has a few things that just kind of left me scratching my head. So to start off with, it does have Bluetooth 5.0. It is IPX7 waterproof. So if you drop them in water, submerge them into water or whatever, this is one of those pairs you don't have to worry about. Now inside the box, now this is the first thing I can't figure out because this is a brand new pair that came out in 2019, but somehow it comes with a micro USB cable. And again, I know that's not a problem for a lot of other people. That's just one of those things I can't figure out why they would do that. But the battery life on these are really impressive. The earbuds themselves get about 10 hours, where the case will give it an additional 20. So you're looking at 30 hours total, but the fact that you can get around 10 hours on a single use before having to put them back in the case is really nice. If you do happen to pick the earbuds up and they are dead, it does have the feature where you can charge it for 10 minutes and get an hour's worth of use, and that always comes in handy. Another thing about the battery life on these, on the back of the case where you can see the micro USB input, you can see a little bar that has lights that lets you know the battery level of the case. And I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on the case, but this case is amazing. The whole build quality of it, this brushed like aluminum, and it's trimmed in maybe a silicone type rubber, where if you drop it and it hits the ground, this is not gonna be something that shows a lot of scratches. And also the way the earbuds go in there, it just has this really satisfying like click when the earbuds go into the case. Now the earbuds also match up with the case having that same look. It has that very clean aluminum look trimmed in black. Now the other thing that also left me scratching my head was on the earbuds themselves, they have actual buttons instead of the touch responsive. Now, I know some people that's not a huge deal, but the button is actually easy to push, but you just have to find like the right location. It's not one of those where the button kind of covers that whole circle. And as far as your controls, it pretty much controls everything except for your volume. So you have track control, you have the ability to answer or refuse calls, you can summon your smart assistant, and it also has an ambient aware mode. So if you are out running and you get into a busier part of town where you're gonna be crossing the streets and you want to be able to hear things around you, or maybe somebody's coming up to talk to you, instead of actually having to pull the earbuds out, you can simply put it in aware mode and carry on a conversation while leaving your earbuds in. And that comes in handy in pretty much several different situations. There are mics on both sides so that you're able to do stereo calling. You can use that obviously with both earbuds, but if you're wanting to use this independently, you can only do it with the right. But speaking of the microphones, you guys can give it a listen by checking out the test here. All right guys, so here is a sample of the microphone on the JBL Reflect. As you can tell, it picks up very well, extremely clean, especially considering these are waterproof, which usually affects the microphone. All right, so this is what it would sound like if you're in a noisy environment, such as a bar or a coffee shop or anything like that. So now we can go ahead and get into the sound. The sound on these definitely reflect JBL's signature sound, which is really full and dynamic, but it has such powerful bass in these that I think that's what it's geared towards. It sounds a whole lot like JBL's over-the-ear headphones, like their E55s or even the new 500s. They have that same similar sound, but what's impressive is they have that same bass impact without them actually having to be around your ears. Now, a lot of earbuds can give you bass, but to give you that full bass that most of the time require full headphones, that's what makes these stand out to me. It also stands out because with JBL's signature sound, the treble is also boosted as well. So as far as the mid-range, and this kind of plays into with the sound imaging sounding open, mids come through very well. They have a nice presence. Female and male vocals are really clean. The one thing about these earbuds, like if I had anything to be able to describe them in one word, it's just clean. Like the bass is powerful, but it's clean. It doesn't roll over into everything. The treble is bright, but it's clean. It doesn't distort. It's not ear fatiguing. The mids are very solid. It comes through, has a lot of presence, but it's clean. Even with it having that dynamic sound, these also have the ability to let you kind of hear where things are coming from. Because one thing I found is when earbuds have that dynamic sound, a lot of time you lose that ability. You just have more in your face sound, as to where these kind of present a little bit more openness. So to have an open sound, but also have a dynamic sound is really, really nice. And it's also just unique with earbuds. So as far as any concerns and complaints, obviously my complaint with the micro USB cable, I am not the biggest fan of the button that are on these. I wish they would have just used touch responsiveness. Now the ear tips with the ear wings, it's really hard to find a set that is comfortable. At first, these were very uncomfortable, and I was just going to say right off the bat, like, I don't recommend these because they are uncomfortable. But I did find by aligning the stars like the perfect fit, but at the same time, that might not work for everybody. So do know that going in as well. They don't use JBL's app, which is a little confusing considering they have an app. Because then you would be able to kind of tweak it a little bit and get a sound that you want. But the way JBL is setting these up is they're just saying, you just need to listen to them exactly how they are out of the box. Now, and I think with a lot of other bigger name companies giving you the ability to EQ or use their built-in EQs, that would have been a nice feature to have on these as well. So again, I think for $150, getting the battery life that you're getting the sound, the build quality, getting the ambient aware mode, this is a very nice package overall. I would like to see it be just a little bit cheaper, but again, I still think at $150, you wouldn't be disappointed. But guys, that's my video on JBL's new Reflect Flow truly wireless earbuds. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, guys, make sure to stay tuned for more.